Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by Sportsman's Warehouse, Counts Marine, the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, and Avery Superstore.
Hey, welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on this June the 1st. Where did May go? I don't know. I don't know where April and March went myself. So
going by pretty quick.
And I am a year older. I'm climbing those steps.
Yeah, I had a birthday.
Yeah, those golden steps is where I'm going. But hey, first Saturday means we got the brother Daryl and Daryl, as they call themselves. One's in studio, and that's Mr. Gene Smith.
Good morning.
Good morning, Gene. And I'm sure he has got something to say before this show was over. He's thinking about it right now.
I got it.
I can hear him thinking. And then, of course, he's not here, but Gene is sitting in his chair. And, of course, that's Dave Gabbert, our first Saturday month.
Yeah.
Yes, he's in your seat.
Almost fell out of it.
Yeah.
But did y'all have to put the booster seat in?
Yes.
Well, he keeps sinking down. I know his feet won't touch the ground here and everything. But, hey, we got both these guys. Dave is in Sparta, Illinois. Every time I think of Sparta, I think of Sparta, Mississippi, and in the heat of the night.
Right.
Yeah. With Rod Steiger and Sidney Poitier down there.
Movie.
But this is Sparta, Illinois, where he is at the World Shoot. I mean, the U.S. Shoot up there. And Dave is.
I've been working on my second job up there, emptying shotgun shells.
All right. There you go.
I'm not sure what his first job is now. I mean, he is retired.
Loading shotgun shells.
Loading, there you go.
and fixing people's muzzle loaders. I know that for a fact.
That's right.
So, hey, we had a chance recently, a big day over at the Loveless Cafe in near Nashville, and I know this guy next to me. I was so pleased to nominate him, Gene Smith, for Hunter Education Instructor of the Year with the Tennessee Wildlife Federation, and lo and behold,
yes, sir.
He won.
Oh, all right,
I'm making sure he's okay.
Okay, good.
Well, there you go. Well, just keep that applause coming, because me and Dave Gabbert had a chance to go over to the luncheon, and right on target. Mike Butler said it would be 75 minutes, and it was. And we got another guy on the line with us right now who is from our area and was honored as the Forest Conservation of the Year, and that is Austin Bibb. He's a wildlife technician for the TWRA based out at Meeman Shelby Forest State Park. Good morning, Austin.
Good morning. How are y'all today?
We're doing great. Let's talk about this now, Austin. How long you been with the TWRA?
I hired on in October of 2015, so I'm still fairly young.
Fairly young. Now, so where are you from?
I am from Munford, Tennessee.
I thought you were.
All right, good.
I thought you was from Munford, and
yes, sir.
And was your first job at Meeman Shelby?
No, sir. I took a seasonal position out of college and went to work for Kentucky Fish and Wildlife for 9 months, and came back home and was fortunate enough that a position opened up pretty close to my hometown, and I jumped on it just as quick as I could.
Yeah, good.
Well, I know as this honor as the Forest Conservation of the Year, you're at a big place that it touches 12,000 acres. That's a little bit bigger than Dave Gabbert's house. So
it's a lot for a new technician.
Yeah, so let's walk us through this, and Dave will think of something real clever to ask you, I know, and Gene probably too, but walk us through what you do. What is your job out there?
All right, so I'm in charge of the general operations at Shelby Forest. Like you said, it's several thousand acres with several miles of gravel roads that have to be maintained, and just recently we've started planting several new food plots, some of them pretty big, so a lot of my time this time of year is we're planting food plots every day. If the weather's good and the river's not flooding us out, we're in the field planting.
Well, you do have a flood problems, right?
We do. It's been terrible this year. It has really slowed us down, but the water's finally starting to come down, and I'm just finding some dry ground here and there to bounce around and plant what we can get to.
Well, how's Eagle Lake Refuge? Is it down?
I was there yesterday evening, and the water is finally coming down. You can drive down some of the roads, but with all the logs and trees that have washed up, it's going to take us a week or so probably to get everything pushed out of the way where we can get to everything.
See, I used to help Rick a lot. We used to cut trees when they fall across the roads, and I drive the tractor and clean the ditches out and everything like that.
Well, now Austin gets that lovely job. Right
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe they got paid for doing that.
Oh, he
It's a lot like fun most days.
it's
It
a lot
is.
like fun.
It is.
Okay. And Dave, you know, Dave, you know, working in Region 1 a long time as information officer, these guys like Austin are kind of like that sometimes don't get the recognition they deserve as far as the hard work. So,
No, I've got to give Austin his due because these technicians, when we hire technicians and they come in for that interview, they get grilled because these technicians, you know, they're the backbones of the wildlife management. They got to do it all. They got to learn they got to drive the equipment. They got to fix the equipment. They got to. It's a lot more than just, hey, I'm driving around in a green truck all day. But and they're out there fighting Mother Nature, and when Mother Nature wins, they still get the blame because the crop didn't come up.
That's right.
and of course, Austin, as he says this thing, I mean, growing up in Munford, you had to spend some time, I'm assuming, at Meme and Shelby, right?
I did. I went to a few Boy Scout camps out there and did some fishing out there. So it's always kind of been a part of my life growing up.
Well, and did this honor? How do you feel about winning that honor?
It was a shock. I'll be honest with you. I had no idea. Didn't expect it. I'm still kind of shocked about it, to be honest with you. It doesn't quite seem real yet.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
Oh my goodness! See there, Gene?
Yes, sir. I got shoes that old.
You do. I think you got them on now.
Yeah.
Hey, we're talking to Austin Bibb. He is a wildlife technician for the TWRA, based out of Meme and Shelby State Park, and I know he's recently named Forest Conservation of the Year. And you guys, do you work 8 to 5?
It depends on the day. My hours, you just never know, to be honest with you, what's going to come up or how things are going to be that day.
So where do you live?
I live in Munford, just outside of Munford.
All right. Are you married? Are you single or what?
I'm married. Been married 4 years now, and we got a little boy that's 11 months old.
All right.
There you
That's
go.
most of my time right now.
Yeah, there you go, to do these kind of things. And so where'd you go to college?
I went to UT Martin. I was there in 2010 and graduated in 2014.
So you went out of Munford High School. Was this one of your plans to work in wildlife when you were a kid, Austin?
It was. I met a game warden at a young age, turkey hunting with my dad. I thought that was just the coolest thing. He was super nice and informed me about a lot of stuff. And I told my dad, I said, I'm going to do that one day. I'm going to work in wildlife.
All right,
so,
you hear that, Dave Gabbert, and you know it's good to have a guy that likes his job and really wanted it.
You know, that's one thing I've noticed
yeah.
about the people in our chosen field that we chose and worked in, and I'm fortunate enough to have survived it and get to do something else now.
Well,
but everybody I've ever known that's worked that's the only thing they've ever wanted to do.
Yeah.
You know. So
well, you were that way, and I can tell from Austin. So Austin, the challenges of the job. Let's talk about that real quickly because I know we got a hog problem, right?
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Is that one of the big challenges? Is that the big?
It has been. You know, I didn't know much about wild hogs when I first started, but I learned very quickly they can mess up your planting and food plots in a hurry. And like we were talking about earlier, when people show up down there and your food plot's been wrecked, it doesn't really matter why. It's just how come this looks like this. And so that was something I had to learn pretty quick, was how to manage the hogs and still, you know, have food plots and things for the hunters to hunt over and be proud of when they got down there. So it's certainly been a challenge and still is.
How do you manage the hogs? That's what I want to know.
We've been doing trapping as much as we can. That really interferes with our day jobs because most of that's at night. So we work all day and come home, sit down to eat a bite of supper, and about the time you get the first bite in your mouth, the phone rings, and we're back down there again chasing hogs. But the trapping has been very effective and really done well for us the past few years.
You got a pretty good boss, though, don't you, with Chris Parks?
I do. He's great.
Oh, you just set him up on that, didn't you? I mean, that was a setup. No, Austin's going to say, I can't stand the guy. No, we all like Chris Park. But, again, we're talking to Austin Bibb, and I got to ask you about these hog situations. Dave's been asking me about this. Are y'all – how many of y'all trap? I mean, is this time you trap them, right?
Yeah, we do a little bit this year. Especially right now, the water's coming down. The hogs are coming out of the bluffs. They're hungry. They're trying to get back home. And so with it not being much food in the bottom, sometimes we can catch quite a few this time of year. In the past, our best time has been in the winter.
Okay.
Partly because food gets scarce and they're looking for something to eat. And also our work gets a little slower that time of year. We're done pumping refuges and not really time to start getting ready to plant yet, so we have a lot more time as well to spend on setting traps and removing hogs that time of year.
Well, we got a couple of minutes here, and I don't know if Dave's got a question he wants to ask in this last 2 minutes, Dave.
No, what he's probably seen, I've seen it change over the years and stuff with equipment. And probably a lot of people can't understand, when Austin and them are out there and they're doing something, and they are at the mercy of the Mississippi River.
They are, yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if they start and that river comes up, and I think one of the things that Austin can relate to is the cost of fuel, fertilizer, chemical.
Yeah.
And people can't understand, well, why can't you run out there and plant every time?
Don't work that way.
You get flooded out. It don't work that way.
Well, Austin, we appreciate you taking time. You got an never-ending job, young man, and we appreciate it and congratulate you on this award that you got. Well deserving, and keep up the good work and take care of that little boy, okay?
I'll do it. Thanks for having me.
All right, buddy. We'll stay in touch with you, all right?
All right. Sounds good.
All right, let's take a break. Come right back. We got Gene Smith in the house, Dave Gabbert on the road, and we're going to talk some shooting with Tina Martin on Outdoors with Larry Ray. We'll be right back.